I'm Camille Hougron, lead developer at Pixpay, and today I will talk to you about how we're using Algolia to provide our operation team with information about client very efficiently. So I will first talk a little about Pixpay to explain to you what it is. Then I will tell you why we actually need to use Algolia and how it is helping us. And then I will explain to you how we are using it in our particular case. So what is Pixpay? Pixpay is an app that we created this year. It just went out on the market some weeks ago. It's very new, so we're pretty excited. And it's to make pocket money easy for parents and for teenagers, because we found out that right now there is nothing to do that in France or anywhere in the world, and we want to give them access to a bank card that is prepaid by the parents but is widely accepted everywhere, which can be online in a bank withdrawal service, ATM, or at any shop that they want. So our mission is actually to help kids be better with money, because we believe that by giving them access to a bank card, they will be able to experiment and see their budget. They will be able to see that they spend money and they don't have it anymore, so they need to take that in consideration. So we give them a bank card, and we give access to their parents to an application to be able to give money easily, to see everything that is done on the kid side. So every time the kid is paying with a bank card, they will be able to see it with a real-time notification on their application and be able to be safe. They know that their money is not going anywhere. They know that the kid is able to eat at lunch. They know everything that the kid is doing. And for the kid, they are able to pay everything they want. So we are dealing with money, and money means that everything becomes serious, because parents and children are worried if they don't know where their money is. Like if you pay 50 euros that you want to give to the kid and the kid doesn't get the 50 euros, you will contact the customer service immediately. We also have problematics of fraud and money laundering, because we have to make sure that our money is not used for terrorism or whatever. So government is asking us for some answers. If they ask us something, we need to give the proof that this money was used for this kind of thing and not something else. And Pixpay is accountable, so if money is lost somewhere, we're the ones that will be paying in the end. So we also have to know where is the money and what people have done with it, otherwise we will be the one paying. So because of that, our operation team will need a lot of client information, because they will get a lot of questions, and they need to find this information pretty easily, wherever the information is coming from. So they need to investigate, for example, if you have a question about a pending transfer, you put money on the app, but it's not coming yet, you will contact them. If your bank card is blocked, you will also want to know why. We have some security rules, and sometimes we will block the card without the user wanting it, because it's for security. We also have fraudulent users that we want to filter, so we will have to check what is going on with this user or this user when we get an alert. And we also have some very impatient teenagers always asking, where is my money? Why cannot I buy that? I referred a friend, can I get some money? And customer service and operation team will have to check all of those things. So from a technical point of view, this is how Pixpay is working. We have a mobile and web application, which is communicating with two main servers. The authentication server, where you're getting all your identification tokens to talk with all the different other servers. And the main back office server that will talk with all the partners, all the small services that we can have. We have a lot of partners that we use for different money services, like our subscription, like for the bank cards, because we're not taking care of it directly. So we have some small services like the referral service, and we have the administration back office, where our operation team will be searching the data. So there are a lot of different places that you can see as example in red, where we need to get information from when they want to search for information. And because it's in a lot of different places, it is difficult to search because we'll have to query all the different servers to know if what the operation team is searching can be found there. And we have a lot of different instances of each server, so it's too difficult to do that. It's also very annoying to have a new services that we would have to build ourselves just to do this search. And we would have to implement some rules for typo allowance or exact match for some queries, because if you're talking on the phone and you're entering the name of the user, you want to allow typo because maybe you heard a M and it was an N. But sometimes you're also copy-pasting things, for example, a bank card number or a token from a different service, and those we want exact match and not a different numbers that we could have also in our system. And that's why Algolia was the right decision for us, because Algolia is doing all that very well, and we can have that very quickly. So thank you, guys. So how do we do it? We will actually send the data from our different services that have this information directly to Algolia to index it. And then instead of searching inside those different servers, our administration panel will directly search into Algolia. So we need to reconcile the data from the different servers to be able to have it in one index that we use, user, because everything is linked to a user, and what we want to check is about one user who is calling us, who raised the flag in our system, who has a problem with his bank card. So we only have one index. And we have one unique UUID for every user, which is given by our authentication server. So that's very useful. We can use that as an Algolia object ID. So all our objects are indexed with this UUID, and that's a unique key. So we're sure to have one unique object on Algolia also. All our objects on our side are also linked to this UUID. So one bank card will be linked to a user with this UUID. If you have a transfer that you do to another account, it will also be linked in a way to this UUID. So we can store all those different data into our user thanks to this UUID on Algolia. And that's the practical part for us. We don't have to change anything. Algolia is allowing us to use our own primary key. So that's very nice. So that's how the operation team has their own back office. This is how it's looking like on our side. Very basic because, well, we want something working. We don't have much time to do it. And so if they search for John, they will have all the users called John or having something close to John. But also, if they have an email with John inside, they will be found. And once we have found this information on Algolia, we have the UUID of the user returned by the Algolia query. So we can just click this user and display a new page with the user information that is coming from our servers. We can query those information very easily now because we know where to look for it, and we have the UUID of the user. So we know which person we want, we know what data we want, and we don't have to search everywhere. So we can have the information about Jean Clegg, and we can have all his different transactions that he made, and if he's not happy because he referred a friend, we have access to all this information very easily. So we can then answer him in a good way, and we have access to all the data to do it. But how do we keep user information updated on Algolia? Because this data is not something fixed, and it will always change. It's not a product that we created and that we'll update in the next season. It's data that the user can change by himself. So if the user changes his address or changes his name or email address, we want this change to be reflected on Algolia too. And it's not possible to call Algolia everywhere in all our functions in the code to be able to save this new data, we will miss some, and we would not know where to send. So we're adding a new column in all the objects that we want to synchronize, which is Algolia synchronized? And it's a simple Boolean, true or false. And all the save operation will reset this field Algolia synchronized to false. So if a user changes his name, Algolia synchronized will go to false for this user. Then we have a cron that will be indexing and searching those not synchronized data and pushing the new information on Algolia servers all the time. So every 5 minutes, we'll have a cron looking for those data and sending them. And that's how we do it very easily. We are able to have the new data updated, the customer operation is able to search for it, and everybody is able to find everything they need. So what are the next steps for us? We're very happy of Algolia, so we're not planning of changing it soon. But maybe we'll have to give more information and more sources of data to the operation team. If tomorrow we're making partnerships with other brands, maybe they will want to be able to search if a user made a purchase for this brand, or maybe they will want to know if this brand is already in our system or not. And we can add more indexes for those new objects we'll add, and we can just add more data for the objects we already have. We will be also able to display different displays on the administration panel. If you're looking for a bank card, we'll be able to redirect you to a bank card page instead of a user page. So Algolia is doing all that very efficiently for us, and we're very happy about it. If you have any questions about how we're doing it, please feel free to ask.